for their roads in the city, which is pedestrians first, cyclists next, then the cars, then the lorries. And actually my argument is if you narrow the lanes on the roundabout, you'll push any cyclists out of using the roundabout.
To me it just seems like cars are coming before people again, and before nature, before anything, the things that we really need to keep ourselves healthy and happy. So personally, when I walk up that street every morning on my way to work, I look at those trees and I find, it helps so much compared to listening to the horrible traffic noise and all the fumes that come from the traffic. Buses aren't fantastic in Hereford. Perhaps we should be investing more in public transport and less on spending money on roads, and that would create a much nicer city for all of us, for tourists and for local people. Surveys have consistently shown that approximately 12 to 15% of the traffic that's on the A49 is through traffic. This means most of the congestion is locally generated. We need to reduce traffic, not add another lane to add more to the problem. At the same time, we'll be destroying the environment for the residents of this street in the process. So in Hereford, in the city, we don't seem to pay much attention to the experience for pedestrians. We seem to have let the cars take over. Tourists would probably really enjoy walking around the city walls and looking at our beautiful historic city and all the history that we have here. But instead we've kind of given priority to cars, and it seems to me we're giving more and more priority to cars, even though research shows that a lot of people that are travelling by car could actually make those journeys by bus or by walking, because they're short local journeys.
I'm absolutely delighted to add my support for the protection of these beautiful trees, almost all of which are in quite good health. And which give a feeling to this part of Edgar Street which is not that of a highway or a motorway, but that of a street. And it seems to me really important that one of the things we do is to encourage, whatever changes are made, to stress that street aspect, which naturally calms down traffic and naturally adds to the beauty of the city and naturally gives all of the famous air conditioning effects and the dust removal effects that we know trees have. And if we can pull that kind of treatment together of the street, if we can make it into that kind of space, then I think it could be really actually a positive outcome from what's been quite a difficult and emotion-filled moment for many people in the city.
Well, I'm here because I want these trees to survive. I've seen the scheme proposed by the Highways Agency and I've seen their alternative planting scheme. We've gotten to the stage where they're prepared to replace the trees. Actually, we now need to get to the stage where the trees don't need to be taken down in the first place. I think the strength of feeling in Hereford City is far outweighs any kind of improvement that this road might get. I agree, we might need to do some improvements to the road, but not at the cost of these trees. Find a little bit more money, make sure the trees survive. It can be done. I think it's about time we said, stop it. Stop ripping up trees to improve roads without making sure that you can keep the trees in the first place. It can be done and it should be done.
Hi, my name's Liz Jave. I represent 3 Elms Ward. Little known fact, the local councillors were never consulted about this pinch point project, which is what has put these 14 trees under threat of being cut down.
A lot of people have just said tonight that they don't feel there's been much consultation. Have you had much information?
There hasn't been very much information about it. The consultation such as there was came about because the road is actually a conservation area, so it came through as a planning application. The Highways Agency apparently own the land that the road's on and this central bit in the middle and can do what they like. I think they're finding that the local people are fighting back.
Herefordshire Council are working with the Highways Agency. They've given us a statement saying that, and they feel that it's needed an extra lane to go left. Do you agree?
I can't see how it's going to work myself, and I'd far rather keep the trees here, because we actually need trees in the city. It's an air quality monitoring area. The air quality here is awful. That's because of the traffic. A lot of the traffic is actually internal to the city, so it's doing short journeys, the engines aren't warmed up, they're not working efficiently. So you've got all of those sorts of problems contributing to it. Building more roads doesn't kind of make people think, oh, I know I'll walk today. That's the problem I've got with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stay on trees, 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 stay on trees.
In response to the Highways Agency's work nationally on what's called pinch points, you probably read that they've got almost £1 billion to spend across the country. It was the council's decision, and we are just carrying out the work that they have requested.
What? So it's the council's idea?
This is what the Highways Agency gave me as a statement yesterday. So I put that to Herefordshire Council, who said that they would come back with a joint statement today. As of half an hour ago, the Highways Agency hadn't responded to their request for a joint statement. Apparently that's coming in the morning, but won't be before 9 o'clock. So Herefordshire Council have therefore decided to put out their own statement, because they feel that they need to have something on air when we do the piece tomorrow, saying we are fully supportive of improving traffic flow along the A49 and in turn the economic prosperity of the city. We have worked closely with the Highways Agency to ensure that the design of this scheme has the minimum environmental impact. Any new scheme will include the replacement of trees that may be lost during the process. But no, I have asked the same question for 3 days, and neither the Highways Agency or Herefordshire Council will answer the question as to who initially asked for the work to be done. That's what we're still waiting for.
But now she looks around her, and often now she's wept, for ravaged is her hillside. With GCB they came to plunder beauty for money in holiday hope, shame, and they'll build 400 houses around that rock she's known, but none will be lived in, and there'll never be a home, and they'll kick that old thorn tree with no further ado, 'cause some rotten old thorn tree was spoiling their view. She's seen princes and kings while they party and fight. She's seen bards with magic while they play harp and recite. She's seen circles and tombs of winter stone, all from that rocky hillside that is and there are
people are feeling very angry and powerless about this decision to cut the trees down. It feels like so many decisions are being made behind closed doors in a really undemocratic way, and I think people have just had enough of it. You know, we want to participate in the choices and the decisions that are happening here locally, and you know, we're just not given a voice. It's just not, you know, it's just not good enough.
Thank you.